All right, so 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Welcome to another live session. We're going to go for a slow flow, easy vinyasa today. Something to get a nice, gentle awakening into our Sunday, which is actually full of a lot of fun astrological events and astronomical events. So, we're going to have a creative practice. Remember to keep some compassion for yourself here on the yoga mat and modify as you need, which I'll show you as we go as well. Today we're going to start off in Hero's pose at the back of your mat, wherever you choose that to be today. So for Hero's pose, you may choose to sit on your knees, but our knees carry so much of our weight and so much of our daily struggle and maybe a little of that suffering as we walk around, hike around, and ask so much of them. And they are one of the most important joints, right? So if your knees need a little love, don't be afraid to modify and adjust your position. Another way to do Hero's pose, which is actually a little more intense for some people, is to hug your thighs together, bringing your feet to the outside of your legs and allowing your lower body, your glutes, and even maybe a bit of your thighs to hit the mat. If this is a little intense, modifying by adding a block underneath, giving yourself a little compassion and space for your knees. Other ways to do that might be to roll a blanket into there, give yourself some space, adding a blanket between your thigh and calf. Use what you have around you. Right? You don't need to go purchasing a million expensive yoga toys to be able to have a yoga practice. So wherever you're at, whether modified, whether on your calves or having them beside you, find a sense of stillness for a moment. Sit tall, stacking your hips over your heels or just under your spine if you have your feet beside you, allowing your ribs to stack above that, your heart proud and stacked, your gaze maybe just gently out in front of you, and then if you're feeling it, your eyes gently closed, your hands at your position of choice, heart center resting on your thighs. Take a deep breath in, filling up the spaces inside of you, allowing your ribcage to expand to its full potential, holding it at the top, taking another sip, and then exhale, extend it through. And just when you feel as though you can't squeeze any more air out, let it breathe slowly away from you. Next, inhale deeply, filling up all your spaces, feeling your heart come proud, almost hovering from your chest, from your buoyancy in your whole torso. Holding it at the top, taking that extra sip, and then sigh, open mouth, let it go. Feel your belly hollow. Take another inhale, bring your shoulders up by your ears. Exhale, roll them down. Maybe allowing your hands to come beside your legs. Another inhale, your shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down. Inhale, arms overhead. Stretch tall. Reach for the sky. Maybe gaze a little up. Feel an extension in your spine from the crown of your head all the way to the ceiling and sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Melt forward over your legs, closed knees, and child's pose. Exhale, melting your chest, then forehead down. Finding your space of comfort here. Again, if your legs were slightly out, originally in Hero, bring them in. Be ready to sit on top for this closed knee. Support your spine with your thighs as it rolls over. And find stillness in your child's pose. Take a few breaths. Connect with your sense of intention, what brought you here to your mat. What was your purpose? What is your intention on and off this mat? How do you stay true to those things in the face of challenge and adversity? How do you apply creativity and resilience and dedication to your purpose? Take a deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, buoy up, plant into your hands, raise your chest, coming to your fingertips perhaps. Exhale, spread your knees as wide as your mat and lower into a full child's pose, open-legged, allowing your chest and head to melt all the way down. Feel your breath flowing through you, powering every muscle and every intention. Seal your lips and begin a steady inhale and rhythmic exhale through your nose, finding that ujjayi breath, that breath of victorious fire, the sound of the ocean against your mat. Inhaling, slowly rise up, planting your hands, stacking them beneath your shoulders, spreading your fingers wide, and then your knees beneath your hips, tabletop position. Take a moment in your tabletop, get familiar with yourself, what feels tight, what feels good, what do you need to be successful, what do you need to reach your prime level of movement, focus, and intention. Perhaps a few rounds of cat and cow, inhaling for cow, dropping your belly, letting your heart shine through, raising your gaze. Exhale, cat, curl through your thoracic spine, bringing into that angry cat back, engaging your abdominals all the way, navel to spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take a few rounds at your breath, at your rhythm. And when you feel so, find stillness, engaging a flat back, power through all of your muscles, even in a simpler pose as tabletop. Mindful of your knees by engaging your full legs, planting the shoelace sides, the tops of your feet, into your mat. Engaging glutes and abdominals all the way to give a little love to your knees. Take a little pressure off places that have felt pressure for so long. When you're ready, extending your right leg long. Inhale, lift it high. Flex your toes towards your mat. Find a sense of balance, evening your hips into a single plane parallel to your mat. Engaging your glutes, engaging your abdominals, feeling as though you could press yourself away, flying into this table. If this feels good, if this feels amazing to fly a little further, send your left arm long, stretching fingertips away from you. Power from fingertips to the heel of your foot. When you're ready, Inhale, lift it just a little higher. Exhale, lower it all down. Inhale, send your left leg back, extending it long, lifting it high. Flexing your toes towards your mat, evening your hips. Focus on engaging all your muscles, flying away from your mat. If this feels good, amazing yourself with your right arm extended long. Hold here, breathe here. Find that space of focus in your gaze. Inhale a little higher, exhale, lower it all down to your mat. Shimmy it out a bit. Lifting one wrist, rolling it a bit. Lifting the other, giving that a roll. Planting your hands. Finding that strength in your grip. The suction of your palm. The power of your fingertips. All 10 spread. All 10 pressured into your mat. Inhale, lift your right leg high, extending it long once more. Exhale, cross it behind your left thigh. You'll find you're in almost like an eagle pose for a moment in this tabletop position. Give in to a melt that will take you slightly off your mat. Flaying your feet out, melting back into your hips, stacking one knee over the other, and then finally rising up for the cow face pose position. You may find you moved a little further on your mat. You may find you moved from one side to the other, or that perhaps you haven't landed quite where you want to in your cow face. Perhaps your knees aren't quite stacked or your feet aren't where you feel they can go to. Maybe they can come a little closer to your body. In any case, find your position, making sure for that alignment so that each hip may rest evenly, grounded as you sit tall. Cow face pose is a wonderful IT stretch. Getting into it can be challenging. It does require, once again, a little bit of compassion for our knees. Don't be afraid to let your feet flare out just a bit more away from your hips. And don't be afraid to find another pose if this one is not good for you. An equally good pose to go for here might be just a simple leg cross. In any case, sit up tall, whether you're in cow face or you've decided to let a leg go long and maybe just hug your crossed leg. But if you can, go for the cow face. Use your body where it is and wonder and ask yourself where it might go. Inhale, sit up tall, maybe bringing hands to heart center. Exhale, melt forward, your chest over your knees. Maybe even finding a chin to knee connection. Always keeping a mindful practice of drawing your hips evenly to the ground, especially in this case, your left hip. Inhale, buoy up. Exhale, melt down. Maybe a little further this time, maybe extending your arms long. And as you feel it, walking yourself steadily back, sitting tall, and then hinging forward, extending your arms out, gripping your mat with your fingertips as you walk back to your tabletop position, your knees unwinding your legs, finding their grounding once more, shin bone to mat. Giving yourself a little wiggle. Inhale, send your left leg high. Exhale, crossing your thigh behind your right and melting back ever so slowly to sit tall in a cow face pose. Again, being mindful of your body, your placement, wondering where you can go if you've landed quite right. Sitting tall, grounding both hips evenly, feeling perhaps a bit of that extension in your IT band. Again, if this is too intense on your knees, allowing your legs to flare away from your hips, allowing maybe a simple cross-legged stretch. Know where you are and wonder where you can go. When you're ready, inhale, maybe lift your arms up, give yourself a reach for the sky. Exhale, coming down to wherever you can, even if that's just here, or if it is that chin to knee connection. Inhaling and buoying up. Exhaling, melting down, perhaps a little further this time. Still mindful to draw the right hip especially towards the mat. And perhaps extending your arms or coming just a bit closer to your bound legs. Breathe here for just a moment. And then when you feel it, inhale, buoy up, stacking yourself once more above your hips. And then exhaling, gripping your feet to the mat, sending your arms forward, pulling yourself ever so gently back to your tabletop position, unwinding your legs and letting them find the shin to mat connection. Giving yourself a little wiggle. Inhale, hold your tabletop in stillness. Exhale, bring your toes together, send your knees out wide, back all the way to child's pose. Inhale, rise. Walking your hands back, stacking yourself once more above your hips. Knees still out so wide. Extended about as wide as your mat. Inhale for just a moment. Again, if this is too intense on your knees, adding a bit of a block or a blanket to ease the flex, to ease the connection of thigh to calf. Bringing your palms behind you, zipping your legs together, perhaps scooting up on your mat if you've gotten a little further back than intended. Plant your fingertips towards your toes. Melt, fold, unfurling till your palms placed all the way down on the mat. You should have your palms stacked below your shoulders, feeling that power and ability in your arms, still very active. Inhale, raise your hips high, sending them to the sky. Exhale, lower them, glutes back all the way down to your heels. Inhale, raise your hips high. Exhale, glutes to heels. Inhale, raise your hips high. Step your right foot through, then your left. Reverse tabletop position. Hold your reverse tabletop for just a moment. Maybe feeling that flex in your shoulders. Your gaze high. Engage your glutes, engage your abdominals. Exhale, lower your hips just slightly. Extend your legs long, grounding your heels into the mat, finding a flex or floint in your toes. And inhale, send your hips high once more. Reverse plank. Exhale, bringing your hips back, seated position, with your legs extended in front of you, your hips coming back just between your hands. Sitting up tall, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, lower, seated forward fold. It's a good idea, so early in a forward fold practice, to allow your legs a bend. Let your knees bend. Let your chest to leg connection not be forced, not be a strain on your low back, but a genuine, stitching together of your upper and lower body. Look at the pyramid that I've created in my legs. Give yourself that grace. Connect your hands wherever is comfortable, behind your calves, behind your ankle, perhaps around your feet, but go for the chest to thigh connection if you can. Inhale, sit up a little tall, proud chest, heart shining through. Exhale, melt your head down to your knees. Breathe here for a moment. Perhaps your cheekbones or your forehead resting on your kneecaps. Inhale, buoy up, and exhale, extend your right leg just a little bit longer, finding just a little more straightness. Inhale, buoy up, and exhale, fold down to wherever you can. Inhale, rebending, re-engaging your right leg's bend. Exhale, extending your left long, finding a little more straightness in your left leg, and buoying up on an inhale. Exhale, melt down to your level of comfort. Take a few breaths. On an inhale, re-engage the bend in your left leg, bringing your heels to meet. Inhale, buoy up, and exhale, extend your legs both out at the same time, finding just a little more straightness, just a little more pull from hamstring all the way to low back. Inhale, buoy up. Exhale, melt down. Take a moment reconnecting with your intention, with your stillness. When you're ready, inhale, slowly rise all the way, unrolling your spine, allowing your fingertips to graze beside you and then raise high, high, high overhead, extending all the way up, reaching as high as you can, taking that last sip of breath as you reach to the sky, and then exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, bring your right leg towards your chest. Exhale, crossing it over your left. Sit tall on your next inhale. Wrap your arms around your leg, hug it to you. Such a nice little squeeze. Bringing your sole of your right foot to your palm or to the crook of your left arm for rock the baby. So wherever you may be, if your leg only goes to about here, that's fine. That's where you're at. If you're feeling ready, remember you're sitting more tall. Oops, started to slouch, right? Bring your foot into your left arm crook, wrapping and then interlacing your fingers. Sit tall and rock the baby. Flex your left toes towards your nose. Flex your right toes towards your right knee. Breathe. And then when you're ready, replace the crossed leg. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist to the right, bringing your right palm to the base of your spine for support. Your gaze at first, perhaps only to the side of the room, to your right side, but eventually, inhaling, finding length, And exhaling, twisting a little deeper, sending your gaze perhaps a little further back, perhaps changing the grip in your arm to support a deeper twist by bringing your tricep to your outer thigh. Inhale, find length, crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, come all the way back through center. Allow your right leg to go long. Exhale, and then inhale, bring your left leg towards your chest. And exhale, cross it over. Give yourself a little hug. Feel that connection again of your lower body to your upper body. These two parts that get you somehow through every day. Two planes in harmony. Lifting your leg, finding that connection wherever it is for you, whether the sole of your foot comes to your right palm, or if you're ready for a full rock the baby, finding the crook of your arm, finding the interlace in your fingers, sitting tall, and rocking the baby. When you're ready, replacing the twists in your legs. Inhaling, sitting tall, and exhaling, hugging and twisting. Inhaling, finding length, extension. Exhaling, twisting a little deeper, supporting yourself with your left palm at the base of your spine. Perhaps finding a new grip in your arm to accentuate your twist, tricep to thigh. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Send your gaze further back. Inhaling all the way back to center. Extending your leg long. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, plant your hands behind you, fingertips towards your glutes, palms into the mat, stacked beneath your shoulders. Exhale for just a moment. Find grounding in your heels and inhale, reverse plank. Lift your hips high. Exhale, let them lower. Plant your right forearm into the mat, allowing your side body to roll over, finding strength in a planted right arm, planted palm. Perhaps giving yourself a little support with your left in front of you. Finding grounding in that side body and that side of your foot. Giving it all of your strength through your arms. Take an inhale. Exhale. Extend. Let it go. Inhale. Side forearm plank. Lifting your hips high. Maybe removing your support arm. Finding a gaze wherever you feel comfortable. Breathing here for just a moment. Inhale, lift your hips higher. Exhale, lower it all down. Rolling over onto your belly, sending your left arm just beneath your right in a forearm grounding. Now that the front of your body faces the front of your mat, unwind your forearms for a regular forearm plank. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, lift it all up. Toes curling under, abdominals engaged, a line of power from the crown of your head to the heels of your feet in this forearm plank. Exhale, lower it all down. Let your chest and head melt. Let the shoelaces of your feet come to the mat. Keep your arms and palms planted as they are. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. Inhale, slowly peel up, Sphinx pose, allowing your gaze to come in front of you, your elbows to stack beneath your shoulders. your heart shining through, tops of your feet planted. And exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, rise for Sphinx. And exhale, crossing your left forearm over your right, planting your palms, rolling over onto your side body, and perhaps adding some support with your right palm in front of you. Planting your side body, planting the side of your foot into the mat. When you're ready, exhale all the air out. Inhale, side forearm plank. Lifting your hips high, maybe lifting your support arm off of the ground, letting your fingers shine and reach for the sky. Playing with your gaze, inhale, rainbow your hips a little higher. Exhale, let it all melt down. Rolling onto the front body, letting your right arm go beneath your left. Unwinding your arms for a forearm plank. Allowing your forearms to plant, your palms to still spread wide, just like in a down dog or a tabletop. And if you're ready, you can exhale all the air out. Roll your toes under. Inhale, forearm plank, and hold. Hold. Breathe. Find that sense of focus. Engage your abs. Find a line from heel to crown of your head. And exhale, lower all the way down. Send your arms long beside you. Resting on your chin or the crown of your head, take a moment. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Plant the palms of your hands beside you, beside your hips. Stitch your legs together. Zip them tight, planting the the shoelaces of your feet into your mat. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. Inhale, locust, raising your gaze, your chest, perhaps your legs as well, allowing your hands to stay planted, perhaps allowing your legs to stay planted if you like. And if this feels good, if you feel the power in your back holding you up and you want to go a little deeper, on your next inhale, rise, moving your palms away from the earth. Inhaling onto your pelvis, buoying up from your belly, reaching back, sending your chest and heart through. And exhale, lower it all down. Let your legs come apart. Maybe give them a windshield wiper if that feels good. When you're ready, finding stillness, sending your legs out long. Inhale your hands just under your shoulders. Send your forehead to the mat. Exhale all of the air out of your lungs. Sigh it away. Inhale to prepare. Curl your toes under. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, high plank. Push through your arms, your thoracic spine. Let your abdominals be engaged. Pull navel to spine. Feel extension and engagement through your legs, all the way back through your heels. Be able to hinge up and back, feeling power in every muscle. And when you're ready, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your dog out a little. Pedal her out. Lift one heel and then the other. Feel this pose for yourself. Prioritize a straight, flat back over straight legs. Love your back and ease into it. Ease your hamstrings. It all connects. It all needs your compassion to move forward. Get back in contact with the purpose of your practice, holding your downward facing dog for just a moment, breathing and feeling that connection to your intention. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your arms, bend your knees, and slowly walk tiptoe to the top of your mat. Bringing your feet maybe just behind or to meet your hands. Inhaling, buoying up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing your hands to meet your thighs or perhaps your shins or the mat if you have a extended, flexible hamstring. Toes touching, heels just a bit apart. Finding a sense of a flat back, whether that angles slightly down or slightly up. You should find an extension from your hips all the way through the crown of your head. Bringing your shoulders to meet like a pencil could be held in the center of your back. Engagement still prime. Perhaps you're playing with that balance over the heel versus over the toe and finding the heel is where you need to be. Inhale, feeling this amazing halfway lift extension. And exhale, forward fold, allowing a bend in your knees if that feels good. Letting the crown of your head hang. Step your feet just hips width out. And ragdoll, exhale. And ragdoll pose, really allow for that torso to thigh connection again, bringing these two sides of your body together and in that finding balance. The ability to weave up and back, perhaps to affirm yourself with a nod or shake off what doesn't serve you. Weaving from side to side and eventually maybe finding stillness in your ragdoll pose. Inhale, walking your feet back together, slowly rising up, stacking one vertebrae at a time until you've come all the way to mountain pose. Arms overhead, pinkies drawn towards your midline, gaze slightly high, feeling a sense of striving, of thriving. Inhale, bring your shoulders to your ears, and exhale, let them go down, rolling them away. Engaging all of your body in mountain pose is super important, just like every pose in yoga. So don't forget that even in mountain, you should have an engaged abdominal, a stitched rib cage, and a proud heart. Holding here for just a moment, and then inhale, reaching higher, interlacing your fingers, steeple grip. Exhale, side bend to the right, grounding into your left foot, allowing your shoulders to stack one over the other so your heart can remain proud. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hold here for just a moment, and then inhale, reach with your steeple grip high. Exhale, side bend to the left, grounding into your right foot, stacking your shoulders so that your heart still shines to the sky. Inhaling back up, exhaling for just a moment. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, chair pose, coming down, sitting back in your seat, exposing your toes to your gaze if you were to peek down just a bit. And then inhaling, reaching tall, sending your chest high. Exhale, let your shoulders come down from your ears once more. Sit a little deeper, engage all around your thighs. Press your legs together. Ground into your heels, maybe lifting your toes to prove you have the balance of the pose. Engaging your abdominals means not harming your back. Protect your spine, remove that C-sway. Inhale, rise for mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Inhale, chaturanga. High plank, step back. Exhale, low plank. Elbows in towards your rib cage, perhaps dropping your knees for support for a knees, chest, chin approach. Inhale, pull it through, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Rolling it back, sending your hips high to the sky. Inhale, come high on your toes. Exhale, melt them down. Hold here for just a moment. Breathe in your downward facing dog. Come into connection with a pose that, you know, can be a struggle, especially in the beginning. But we learn to love it as it becomes our own, as we grow in our practice. A few more breaths in this pose for so much strength, balance, but also every transition in Vinyasa Yoga. Take an inhale, fill up. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, gaze slightly forward. And with your right foot, take one step forward, left foot, step forward, all the way with these medium steps to behind your hands. Inhale, buoy up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise up all the way for mountain. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center prayer. Inhale, sending them high, steeple grip. Exhale, side bend to the right, planting into your left foot. Finding a single plane to drive away from, not allowing a pitch forward or back. Inhale, high. Exhale, side bend all the way to the left, grounding into your right foot, finding that stacked plane of existence. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, planting your hands where you like, but finding that extension from hips to crown. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chaturanga of your choice. Stepping back, finding high plank. Exhale, lowering, elbows close to your ribcage. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here in your down dog. Inhale, lifting onto your toes. Exhale, melting your heels further towards your mat. When you're ready, inhale, bend your legs. Take a step forward with your left foot. Slowly walking in these medium steps until they meet your hands. Inhale, buoy up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Come all the way up, hands overhead, steeple grip. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, swan dive down all the way, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, fold. Inhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Allow your toes to stay flexed towards your mat, your hips even, flexing as though your heel could stamp your back wall, or perhaps the sky. Finding evenness in your shoulders, the front plane of your body towards your mat. Inhale, lift it a little higher. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, step it through, bringing knee all the way to nose, finding a cat back, and then planting your foot beneath you. Hold here for a moment and breathe. Find this lunge position, power in your legs, perhaps extending your stance if you feel as though you can. High on your back toes, feeling engagement in all of your lower body before you inhale, crescent lunge. Sending your arms overhead, finding power in your legs, perhaps a 90-degree bend in your front leg, but perhaps not. Finding the plane of your hips, drawing your left hip forward, your right hip maybe back just a little. Inhaling those arms, reaching tall, breathing here for a moment, checking in with yourself. Exhale, warrior two. Sending your back foot parallel to your mat, bringing your torso over your hips, extending your arms long, your ribs towards your side, and then gazing over your front arm. Tracking your front knee out so you can see your big toe. Finding engagement in your legs in this warrior two, but not forgetting the engagement in your arms, all the power that your upper body creates lifting you away from the mat, away from your lower body, creating space and extension in every opportunity. Inhale, flip your wrist. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Maintain the engagement of the front bend in your leg. Send your arm high to the sky. Your backhand finding your back leg, or perhaps binding around your hips. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reaching tall and exhaling back down. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Hinge forward. Tick-tock your arms to 6 and 12. Stacking your shoulders, stacking your hips, finding a plane with your body as though you were a pane of glass. So structurally sound, supporting each piece of yourself in this shape. Finding that you are strong as you breathe, knowing you can lift yourself higher or choose to go lower. Inhale, finding length, and exhale, maybe twisting open just a little more. Inhale, rise all the way back. Triangle pose, reverse. Exhale. Inhale, reach up, sending your arm forward. Exhale, warrior two. Re-engaging the bend in your front leg. Sending those arms out with power in either direction. And when you're ready, inhale, raise your arms high, star, sending your toes towards opposite corners of your mat, taking up space, reaching in every direction, and exhale, goddess, come down into the squat, a horse-like stance, your toes still slightly out, your hips coming back, finding stacking above the seat of your body. Maybe your legs coming slightly in, maybe having all of this extension from your center line. Cactusing out your arms for strength. Inhale, raise onto your right toes. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, raise onto your left toes. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, raise onto both toes, heels high, calves engaged, and exhale, lower them down. Inhale, star. Exhale, warrior two, towards the back of your mat, sending this time your right foot parallel to the back of your mat, leaning in to the almost 90-degree bend perhaps in your front leg, tracking your left knee out, sending your arms with power in either direction, squaring your ribs to the side, and then gazing over your arms. Inhale for strength. Exhale and hold. Inhaling, flipping your palm. Exhaling, reverse warrior, maintaining the bend in your front leg, reaching back and up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower it down. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Hinge forward. TikTok your arms to 6 and 12. Finding your triangle. Your triangle might be up here. You might find placing your arm just at your thigh helps you find the right position. Letting your lower arm be a guide that doesn't allow you to sink into your side body, but instead promotes extension, promotes power. Perhaps you have your hand towards the floor. Perhaps a block assists you. In any case, inhale, find extension. Exhale, open up, stacking like a pane of glass. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, reverse triangle. Reaching high, reaching back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, re-engage warrior two, the bend in your front leg. Inhale, rise, sending toes to corners, star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale to your right toes. Inhale to your left toes. Exhale, melt those heels. Inhale, both toes. Exhale, melt your heels down. Inhale, star. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Pinch your toes in towards each other and slowly lower down, chest first towards the mat, to whatever level is appropriate for you. You might find a bit of a half fold, maintaining extension from your hips through the crown of your head is where you can go. You may find that you can extend your stance or even melt your chest a little further to the ground. When you feel you can go no further in your chest, then allow your head to hang. The crown coming close to the floor or not, grazing your mat or not. Your hands in a position of choice, either supporting yourself, almost like a chaturanga arm or an extended arm. Perhaps finding a bind, grabbing for the outsides of your feet or calves. Perhaps reaching back behind you, extending the stretch of your hamstrings and inner legs. When you're ready, walking your hands up, accepting wherever you were in your forward fold. Inhaling, rise into a flat back. Exhaling, walking your feet in just a bit for a wide star stance. Toes slightly out. Back at a halfway lift at this point. Exhale and inhale, slowly rise for star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. Exhale, warrior two into your right leg. You're going to bend one left, then switch it out. One right, warrior two. One more time, parallel your right foot and bend forward into your left, warrior two. Inhale, parallel your left foot, face forward your right and bend into warrior two. Inhale, rise up, finding that star position, toes out. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. Exhale, warrior two, bending into your right leg. Inhale, warrior two, bending into your left leg. Hold for just a second. Send your right toes towards the back corner of your mat. Inhale, rise high. Exhale, Skandasana. Come to a bend in your right leg. Plant into the heel of your left. Find your side lunge wherever it serves you. taking it down, and then inhale up, exhale down, warrior two, bending into your right leg. Inhale, rising up, sending your left toe back to the corner of your mat. Exhale down, Skandasana, to wherever the side lunge serves you. Inhale all the way back up, star pose. Exhale, warrior two, bending into your left leg, paralleling your right foot. Inhale for strength. Exhale, chaturanga, all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, send your left leg high. Flex your toes. Stamp the wall behind you with your heel. Even the planes of your body towards the front, sending it towards your mat. Inhale, lift that leg a little higher. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift that leg high. Exhale, step it through, knee to nose, and then all the way until your foot is beneath you. Hold here for just a moment. Finding power in your legs, and inhale high for crescent lunge. Hold here for a moment. Send your arms to the sky. And when you are ready, exhale all the way down. Hands to your mat. Plant them. Send your left leg back to meet your right. High plank. Inhale, exhale all the way down till your belly is on your mat. Maintain your hands beneath your shoulders. Plant the shoelaces of your feet down. Zip your legs together. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, cobra. Send your gaze high. Lift your chest off the mat. Plant the shoelaces down. Raise your fingers just a bit. Maybe prove that you're using your muscles in your back and not your arms. Exhale, lower it all down, planting whichever cheek you like to your mat. And when you're ready, following that position, rolling over onto your back with your soles planted to your mat. Inhale, bring your legs all the way up, thighs meeting your chest once more, rolling side to side. Exhale, easy twist to the right. Maybe sending your gaze over your left arm. Inhale your legs towards center. And then exhale, easy twist to the left. Maybe sending your gaze over your right this time. Inhale your legs back to center. Exhale. Hovering your legs still over your hips, giving yourself just a couple of circles in one direction and then another direction. Inhale, bring yourself into a tiny little ball of seed of life, your forehead to your knees, squeezing yourself together. And then exhale, Shavasana, let it all go. Take up space. Allow yourself a chance to breathe and rest, knowing that progress has been made. Exhale, melting your chest closer to your spine. Releasing the stitch between your eyebrows, releasing your tongue from your mouth's roof. Breathe more naturally. Let those thoughts drift away for just a moment longer as you work your way towards consciousness again. Maybe wiggling your toes and fingers, perhaps choosing to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like, extending your time, extending your dreams before finding the moment to actualize yourself, rising up, rolling to your side, finding an easy seat now in Sukhasana. Hands to heart center, sitting tall, finding a little gratitude towards your progress, your purpose today. Inhaling, hands to your third eye. Light in me honors the light in you. And may we all find ways to shine ourselves out there to the best of our abilities and to the betterment of everyone. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, bow down to seal your practice. Namaste. So wherever you're at today or tomorrow or next week, I hope you maintain the resilience and creativity to continue your practice and actualize your path. It's your dreams. They're your dreams to realize. So I hope to see you here next week, or you'll see me for sure.